Oi, oi. Just making a brew then. Hope everyone's good. Not done a live for ages, so I might not be algorithmed up. So it might not get anyone in, but we'll just see. We'll see if we get a few in. If not, I'll just start. We'll see if we get a couple of people in. Hope everyone's good. Hope everyone is well. I was going to just do a video update on this, on the Decca documentary. But I thought, why not just fire a live up? Not done one for ages. AJ got knocked out. Yes, Jamie, how we doing? AJ got sparked, didn't he? Madness. What a madness. Yes, Red Zoo, what we saying? It's a belting pot, this. Pint pot. Love it for me brews. I have about 10 of these a day. Oi, oi, Razor. Can Mither, can old big Razor. We've not had any power texting recently, Razor, or power call or power dialing. I hope you're good anyway, mate. I'm only messing. So I've had so many questions since I've come back on YouTube about the Decca documentary. When's part 2 coming out? I thought it's only fair that I do a bit of an update, really. I was going to, like I said, I was going to do a video, but I just thought, you know what? Just had the boxing on and that. Probably a few people still up. Saturday night, innit? Why not fire a live up? See what everybody's up to. Then we can have a bit of a chit chat as well at the same time. So I'll do the update first and then see what everybody's got to say. Yes, Harlem Show. Hope you're good. So obviously, I did the first Decca documentary, and it was really, really successful. It's my best video. You know, it's my best performing video by miles. It's done like 50, 60,000 views, which I know it doesn't sound massive that in the grand scheme of YouTube, but for my channel, I've only got 4,000 subscribers. So like 50,000, 60,000 views. That's a lot, you know, especially for a long form video like that. It's like a longish video. So that's really good to get that sort of, you know, them sort of views. And the retention's really good. People who has watched it all. So it's, you know, obviously it's something that people was interested in. Now, obviously that was ages ago now. It was back in February when I did the initial documentary, when I released it. And I've not followed it up since. And there's a few reasons for that. And I'll explain now why I've not done it so far. And if I am going to, you know, do the follow-up to it, which I'm still not 100% on. Now, when I'd done that original documentary, the part 1, Decca was locked up. If you'll remember, he was locked up in not Thailand, what's it called? Philippines. So thanks, Gavin. Cheers, mate. Yeah, it was locked up in Philippines. And it looked, the way that things were going, to me anyway, and how things were being reported, it didn't look like he was going to be coming out of there anytime soon. I thought he's going to be banged up for a good few years, at least a year. Do you know what I mean? I thought there's no chance he's going to be just coming home and going out like what happened. So when he did, the documentary had already, I brought the documentary out while I was in the Philippines, and I was planning on doing the part 2, which was going to be kind of about, you know, going up to when he started messing about in Philippines and doing all them videos where he was pissing in the bottle and all that, you know, all the carry on that went on when he went to the Philippines. That was going to be the bulk of the documentary. But then he come home and he was released, and he started doing videos. So I thought, and listen, I'm not a Decca fan, and whether you might have watched that documentary and thought that I was very fair to Decca in that documentary, because I did give both sides of the story, but I did that because that's what I thought I should do as an authentic person making a documentary. And there was two sides to the story, because there was clearly loads of people who were jumping on that Decca bandwagon for different reasons, which weren't legitimate reasons in my view. In other words, it wasn't because they wanted to, for the victims, or to expose a predator. It was because they wanted clicks or views. They wanted to make a business out of it. Like Dodgy Dave is the prime example of that. And listen, I'm not having a go at Dodgy Dave specifically. I've got nothing against anybody on YouTube, but Dodgy Dave clearly made that situation into a business. He created a business on the back of Decca's, on the back of trying to take Decca down. He turned that into a money-making opportunity. But saying that he was trying to do good for the YouTube community, good for the country, good for everybody, by exposing a predator, which, yeah, you're doing that, but in the same breath, you for me, he was promoting him. And like I say, this is not an attack on Dodgy Dave whatsoever. It's just my opinion on what happened at the time. So there was lots of people who were using that Decca situation for, their own purposes. And I put that in the documentary. But just because I did that doesn't mean that I'm a Decca fan whatsoever. I think Decca's a really bad person, right? That's my opinion on Decca. I don't think he's a good guy at all. I think he's a bad guy. I think he's a predator. I think he's a narcissist. I think he's he picks on picks on vulnerable people and tries to take money from them. So many things, so many things. Yeah, exactly, Egg Fiesta. He is a wrong un. Ebenezer Green Splat. I'll come back to that because I just want to do my point, like make these points first. I will come and answer your question. I've not read it properly, but I'll come back to it. Yeah. Where was I? I always do this, I start looking at the comments and I lose my place. I'm the worst person in the world for forgetting where I'm going with something. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I remember. So I've decided that one of the main reasons that I wasn't going to do the follow-up documentary at that time, because he'd come out and he'd been released and he'd started making videos, and I thought, if I bring out another documentary, it's just going to be promoting his channel. It's going to be promoting him as whatever you want to call him. I don't know what you'd call him, a content creator. And I could actually see that he'd actually used on several occasions my first documentary. He was actually quoting that as, he was kind of using it as promotion for him, which I never, that wasn't the point of it. The point of it was to tell the truth, because when all this stuff originally first started and I got involved in it, I'd been asked to do a documentary. I did all the research and the work to do a documentary, but I never actually brought a documentary out for various reasons, which I've been over time and time and time again. So I thought it's only fair to people who was expecting a documentary from me that I do one, and I thought it was the perfect time to do one when he was locked up and, it looked like he wasn't going to be going anywhere. I thought, right, let's tell the actual true story about what happened. Not Decca's side, not Dodgy Dave. Sorry to keep mentioning Dodgy Dave if you're watching, Dave. I'm honestly, I'm not attacking you personally. It's just the name that comes to mind, or Rumble, or, any of the other people who was involved in it. I liked your documentary put up. Cheers, Egg Fiesta. So I decided on that basis I didn't want to put the part two out, and that was one of the reasons. That was only one of the reasons. There's other reasons as well, and one of the other reasons was honestly doing that first doing that first documentary was literally doing the research for it and getting the footage together is so soul destroying. You try and watch clips, and you can't just watch the clips. You've got to watch the full videos to get the to get the context and what it is, the parts that you want to tell the story. So you've got to watch hours of Decca chatting absolute remmel. And he's like, he can chat some crap, can't he? It's soul destroying. Watching Decca for all that period of time and then having to go back over the clips and watch him again and watch him again. Oh God, it's depressing. It's literally depressing. And I thought, to do the next one, it's going to be even worse because it's going to be all the stuff when he was in Thailand, when he's all pissed up and drugged up out of his head, and it's just the same every time, and he's slurring and spitting and slavering. It's disgusting. It's like it's nearly as bad as Bokyo, not quite. But watching him is horrific. Watching him eating and all that stuff. So I thought I'm gonna have to look through all that rubbish. But as we all know, recently, then he's got back locked up again. So that's kind of giving me a thing to say. Well, is it the time now to do it? So I think what I'm going to do, just to cut a long story short, because I'm just rambling on here, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait till December, till his trial, see what happens with that. I think if he gets locked up for like 6 months, a year, something like that, I will do the documentary and I'll release it, because I think by the time he gets out, then he can't really use it to his advantage. And I'll just tell the story from where I left off, which was the Danny Christie fight, to present day, obviously, him getting locked up. Another thing as well, another reason why it would have been so difficult, especially for me to do the recent stuff, when he got locked up on the most recent occasion, obviously it's because he was doing this political stuff. And oh God, I first found out about it when I saw Danny Christie's video talking about it. Danny Christie, he talks a little bit political sometimes. I don't particularly, I partially agree with some of the things, some of Danny's ideas and some of Danny's beliefs. I do partially agree with them, not fully. But when I saw him saying that Decca had tried to jump on that bandwagon, I thought, oh my days, what's going off here? So I had a look. And I literally tried to watch 5 minutes of Decca. I couldn't watch it. I couldn't watch him trying to talk about something like that, because it just grinds my gears. Trying to watch somebody so ignorant trying to talk on a subject that they know absolutely nothing about, like they're an authority. Oh man, it's like when your toes are curling and you just want to slap something. That's what I felt like. That's what I felt like. So that's kind of my way of thinking. So yeah, to cut a long story short, I think if he gets locked up in December for any reasonable amount of time, I probably will do the documentary. But it's really hard for me because sitting and going through all that crap is literally, like I said, it's soul destroying, man. It's so soul destroying. But I will do it. There's been so many people asking for part two. Where's part two? Where's part two? Really enjoyed part one. I do sort of feel obliged to do it in a way, but it's hard work. It takes ages as well. That last one that I did, it took me like a month. And I wasn't even doing other videos. That's all I was doing. I was working on that for like a month straight. And that's how long it took me to do it. So now I'm doing other videos as well. I've got to try and slot it in between that. My time management has improved, actually, since I stopped smoking weed. It's improved massively. Right, I'm going to... Ebenezer Greensplat, sorry, I did say I'm going to come back to you because you had a question. You decided to get involved in something you had no connection to. The question I have is were you seeking fame at any cost, given your predicaments? Well, my predicaments, if you're talking about my court case, that's got nothing to do with Decca at all. That's a completely different situation. But I was asked to get involved with it. I was asked by Paddy Conroy and Tony Burkett asked me, they contacted me and said, do you want to get involved in this documentary? So it's not really all connected. Well, it is in a way. I know what you're saying, that it's all connected, but that situation was absolutely nothing to do with that. The only connection is that we all started off following Decca. You know, we all started off with the Decca story. That's the only connection. The fact that there's people on here who are psychopaths, yeah, stalkers, weirdos, complete lunatics, paranoid schizophrenics, is not, you know, I didn't realize that people. I went out for lunch with a friend of mine who I've not seen for years. A few weeks, a couple of months ago now. Guy called Ian, really good lad, and he didn't, you know, he knew I'd been arrested because I told him he didn't know the story. We were there for hours. I was telling him the full story. He could not believe. He's like, he couldn't believe that there's people like that. People who actually get pleasure out of causing misery for other people. He couldn't believe that that's what these people do. And really, when you think about it, it's crazy. It's crazy that these people exist that are just literally there to cause their buzz is making people that they don't like miserable. That's their buzz. Like when I got arrested, obviously the people who dislike me were so happy, like celebrating, you know, doing this crazy, you know, they were so buzzing that I'd got locked up. I was going to get locked up. They were over the moon, honestly, making videos about how great it was. It's just, it's just beggars belief. But anyway, these people do clearly exist. So anyway, Ebenezer, you know, I hope that answers your question. You give me a bit of grief sometimes, well, quite often, but that's up to you, mate. It's freedom of speech, isn't it? The only things look at you and me. Where did the issue? Me being accused of being, mate. I've never ever had an issue with you. Never. You got onto me first. I've never ever. I thought you're a nuisance. That's it. I've never thought I can't stand this. You know. Do you know what my thought you was? This is madness. This is a pure madness. Right at the start of things, I thought you were Paula. Before I got with Paula, I thought you were Paula. That is no joke of a lie. That is no joke of a lie. I thought that's who you was. How mad is that? And then after that, this is the truth. You can have a taxi. See you later. We don't talk like that on this channel. Hide user. So, yeah, we don't talk about things like that on this channel. If you got some solid proof, then come to me. But why did you think? Someone told me. I can't remember Ebenezer. Somebody told me. It might be. It might have been. I can't remember. I don't. In fact, I don't know because I didn't really know him then. No, I didn't really know him till later. It must have been somebody else. He could have been humble. Could have been humble. But I don't know. It might not have been. So you know, don't quote me on that. I don't, because I was speaking to him at the time. I was speaking to all of the main people. Do you know what I mean? But what I was saying about Ebenezer, look, you know, you've had to go at me loads of times, but end of the day, it's freedom of speech. You can just do what you want as long as it doesn't affect my channel. I know I struck you one time, but that's because you put in something with my name on it, and my name is my channel. If you don't put my name on it, call me Pizza Face. I don't give a shit about that, you know. Right, let's get rid of these losers. You've do you know what makes me laugh? People sign up and wait 10 minutes to put them comments. He'll be making another channel now to write something else. Yeah, and loads of people do that, Ebenezer. Other people do that as well. And this is one of the reasons why Bokyok has had so much problems with me, because people must have told him, oh, Ellis is this person, Paula's that person. I'm going to keep bringing Paula into it, because it's not fair. She's got kids, and you know, everybody knows what the situation was. Have we got no mods in the house or what? They must, this person, because it's the same message, they must have about 12 accounts. I bet I know who it is. I bet that's Dan Riley. He can either. Jesus. Razor, I know I was saying you can either, but this, your small potatoes. It is fascinating, Ebenezer. Listen, I promise I'll tell the full story. I will tell the full story. I can't yet because I'm still not up at court yet. I'm still waiting for my court date. So I could even put all the statement. I could put everything out, but I'm just thinking it's safer for me to just wait until it's all over and done with, and then I can just tell the full story. But I'll be honest with you, it's not far off what Tony's saying. He's got some things wrong. Like, for example, I don't know if Bokyok went to hospital and said that he had injuries. I don't know. That I've not said that. I don't know where that's come from. It's certainly not come from me. But as far as the evidence and all that, and how the police have got the evidence, it's accurate what Tony's saying. It's fully accurate what Tony's saying. As I say, I'm not going to go into it here, but what he's saying is accurate, how the police got the information, there's only one, really, there's a few, one other thing that Tony got wrong. There is some other witness statements for people who was driving on the motorway at the time, but all of them witness statements, none of them say I specifically had a weapon. Them statements just all say, we've seen a fight on the motorway, we've seen that there was a weapon involved, but we don't know who had it. It was on the floor or whatever. You know, there's none of them statements. The only real evidence, the main evidence, is the video. And there's only one video. The fact that the video about motorway cameras and dash cameras, absolute bullshit. There's one single video, and that's the video that was taken by the other people who were involved in the incident. That's the only video, and that's been given anonymously to the police. It was also shown to the police by them people when the police went to their house to talk to him. They showed him the video. The police said, "Can I have that video?" They said, "No, we're not giving it because we don't want to be grassers, and we're not giving a statement." But then the video got given to the police the next day, and the weapon had been taken home by the other people who were involved, and the weapon got given to the police on the day when they went to see the other people. Mr. Spliffy, I'm glad you've commented. I deleted your comment by mistake on the video the other day. It was quite a good comment. I don't know how I managed it. I just literally woke up and I went on my comments, and I approved my comments, but I must have pressed the wrong one and deleted it. So sorry about that, mate. There was nothing wrong with your comment. It's my fault. If you want to re-put it up again, I'll approve it, but I can't get it back. You can't get I tried to find it, but you can't get it back. But I just wanted to let you know I'm not just deleting your comments just ad hoc. But anyway, Ebenezer, I hope that sort of, answers your question a little bit. You probably think I'm a prick still. I'm not really bothered, to be honest with you. Not, and that's no offense against you. I'm not bothered what anybody thinks about me on here. I don't care. Honestly, I do not care. No, he didn't get played, mate. He didn't get played. He's not normal in the head, is the issue there. He is not normal in the head. He might have got played as well, but he's got something wrong with him, is the issue there. He has got something wrong with him and his missus. They're not normal people. Just look at the amount of conflict that they're constantly in. Constantly. All the time, different people, and they can't let it go. They can't let nothing go. They got to escalate. These people are not right in the head. They are not right in the head. But I did get dragged into it, mate. I did get dragged into it. He got played when he turned up at 3D. Yeah, probably did. But even so, mate, do you know what? You can get played, right? And I probably got dragged into things, but you're responsible for your own actions. It's like me, what I'm going through at the moment. Whatever happens to me, if I go to prison for 5 years or 10 years, right? That's on. I've just got to do my rip. I've just got to take it on the chin like a man and go and do it. The difference between me and these other people is they do not take responsibility for themselves, their actions, their emotions. Well, they can't control. They've got no control over themselves whatsoever. Zero control. Whereas me, I've done some stupid things. I've made some stupid decisions. Since I've been on YouTube, I made some ridiculous decisions and some stupid things. But I take responsibility for them things. I'll say, yeah, I've done stupid, dumbass things. I made ridiculous decisions, and now I'm paying the consequences of it. And I've just got to take that on the chin. Whereas these other people will never, ever say that. It's always somebody else's fault, everybody else's fault. Everyone on YouTube every day, not right in the head. Yeah, it's true, man. There's just absolute lunatics on here. Just look how they carry on, man. Look how these people carry on. I mean, I don't really watch lives, as in, these panels. And the last couple of weeks, I've just had a look on because there's been a lot going on, hasn't there? We like PP and Fighting Irish and things like that. Yeah, I don't think that'll happen, Ebenezer. I don't think that'll happen. I don't think I'll get that. But I could go to jail. I could definitely go. It's like that whether I go to jail or not at this stage. It's like that. But I don't think it'll be that sort of a sentence because even if I'm found guilty, even if I plead not guilty and I'm found guilty, the sentencing guidelines, they are serious charges, yeah, but it's not 5-year minimum. It's not 5-year minimum in Scotland. I've got 2 firearm charges, but the sentencing guidelines are like 3 tiers, and mine's like the lowest tiers because nobody got hurt. That's the main thing. Nobody got hurt. If somebody would have got hurt, yeah, then it would have been a completely different story, which is why. Well, I'm not gonna say the next bit until after it's all over and done with because I don't want to put myself in. There's reasons why I'm not going to say it, so I'm not going to say it just for now. But yeah, I think worst case scenario could get a couple of years. Worst case scenario. Best case scenario, not guilty, obviously, or I could get community services, like the lowest tier of the sentencing. Is that right, Ebenezer? I don't know what he got. I thought he didn't. Didn't he get locked up for? I thought he was in for battering somebody. Didn't somebody rob him and he done him in? I didn't think it was anything to do with YouTube. I know there's people loads of people who is locked up for YouTube, but I'm not sure Dean Lynch Ward. Oh, was it? You're joking? I never knew that. I never knew that. I thought somebody had robbed him. I thought somebody had robbed his house years ago, and he'd gone and done him in. But I've obviously, I might be wrong. I must be wrong. The robbery did happen when that just. Oh, right, I see. Yeah, I don't know the story. All I know is what he said. He said that because I remember from that call he did from jail, and he'd said, "Oh, somebody robbed me," and I went and sorted them out basically, and I've been on bail. He'd been on bail for like 4 years. Madness that I've been on bail for 18 months. How crazy is that? Honestly, the Scottish legal system is backwards, and that's no offense to Scottish people, but it's backwards, mate. It's backwards. Real honest truth. Is that Bobby? Is that actual real Bobby? If so, how are you doing, mate? Not seen you for ages. Mate, honestly, it's so shit. It's so shit just being in limbo, not knowing, because I can't. It's like your whole life's on hold. I can't do anything. I can't go on holiday. Well, I could go on holiday, but do you know what I mean? I can't like make proper plans, because if I make plans and then I get locked up for 2 years, it's just back to. Honestly, it's a nightmare, mate. It's a nightmare. Take it easy. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm very good. I'm great, in fact. Cheers, Bobby. Thank you. Yeah, I'm enjoying being back on YouTube. Actually, it's something that I was going to do for ages, and I was kind of a bit of analysis paralysis because I didn't know what to do with my channel. Because when you watch like tutorials and stuff on how to build a YouTube channel, they're all like, "Oh, you've got to find a niche and you've got to stick to that niche." So I thought about my gym stuff, and I did. I was going to do that, but I thought, what am I going to do? Just film my gym workout every day. After you've done it a couple of weeks, it's just the same. It's just the same. I mean, obviously, you can do the talking in the car and that, but I thought, why don't I just talk about different topics? And I thought about channels, like Andy the Gabby Cabby, and other people like that who just talk about all different things. So I think that's like my plan, what I'm going to do. I've got a few videos planned for this week. I actually did, when I was doing them gym videos, like when I about 3 months, just over between 3 and 4 months ago, I did a few gym vlogs, and I was planning on doing them regular. So, but then I decided, do you know what? I need to really, I decided to give myself a challenge, a 90-day challenge. And I thought, I'm going to do this 90-day challenge at the gym. And then I'm going to vlog that, which is what I did. So this week, I'm still doing the videos about it. Still doing the videos. I've still got to record a lot of the videos where I'm going to talk about the 90-day challenge, how I did. I'm going to do my progress pictures and everything like that, or progress video rather. So that'll be coming out next week sometime. And then I've got some other stuff. I'm going to be doing some travel stuff as well, like just different interesting to me places. You on or off cycle, Ellis? Or are you not on, just on TRT at the minute, mate? I'm just on TRT. I did a bit of trend when I was coming. I part of this challenge I did was basically I'm 46, soon to be 47 in November, and the challenge was I'm going to get shredded, because I'd let myself get quite fat actually, and put quite a lot of weight on. In my head, I was like, but somewhere between 17.5, 20% body fat, but really in the it wasn't an air pistol, Mike, but yeah, in my head I was like between 17.5 and 20% body fat, but I was actually more like probably 25% plus. So when I started, and sorry to answer your question, yeah, I was doing a bit of trend, not much though, only a little bit. And when I started coming down, I realized wow, I've let myself get way too fat here. This is taking ages. And it was really, it must have took me a month to get just the top like 2 abs showing a little bit. So yeah, it was hard, man. It was hard. So, but I won't say too much because that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be a full video talking about how the 90-day challenge went. But the plan was I wanted to get fully shredded at 46-year-old in 90 days. So it's going to be, did I do that? Didn't I do that? I won't spoil the surprise. But I will be showing my full physique and everything on that video. Not that anybody, not that I'm saying I'm, what do you call it, Arnie or anything like that. But I just think it'd be interesting. Yeah, Ebenezer, I've not seen you actually do any. I've not seen your videos for a while. Is that because is that because Danny and Paul have been quite quiet, haven't they? Really, they've not had much going on, and they're your main, things, aren't they? Oh, that's what I meant to tell you as well. I was just saying before about I originally thought you was Paula. The other person I thought he was after that, and I still think you might be this person. Although no, I don't think you. It sends you loop for this YouTube, doesn't it? Do you know who I thought you might be? Mary, that bird who Irish bird, right? Who reckoned that I'd come on to her. It's the other way around. But anyway, we're not going to get into that. I'm not going to badmouth people on here. Yeah, I thought it was I have a legitimate feud. She's an Irish girl. Right at the start of all this, I stuck up for her when she was arguing with Paula. Before I'd even, months and months before I'd met Paula, I stuck up for this Mary. What was her last name? Mary. Blonde girl. What was her last name? I can't remember anyway. But Bockyok got hold of her and got her to do videos about me, basically saying that I'm this, that I'd come on to her and I was sending her absolute load of shite. When you looked at the text message that I sent, you could see at no point did I ever send anything that was offensive or even, it could be misconstrued as, rude or anything like that. I was single at the time. She was single at the time, and we was flirting each other. She was saying that she wanted to come over to Manchester for the first 3D Fight Club, and she wanted to stay at my gaff. She wanted to go out for food and blah, 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 right? So there was a little bit of flirting going on, but more from her side than from my side. But anyway, it's irrelevant now. My point was just being that I thought you might be her. So, yeah. Crazy. Is this Steve Rafe that I'm watching? I think you need to go Specsavers, mate. I thought was Beanie. My issue with when I did content on him was he was allied to my enemy. This is the thing. People getting too involved in long-standing issues. They don't know the history yet. And do you know what? It's also, it's people taking it so seriously. It's words on a computer screen. And Burkitt says this, that's all it is. It's words on a computer screen. How you can take that from going graffitiing somebody's house from words that they've said on a computer screen. It's just, it's weak. It's just really weak. It's a weak character, that. One thing as well, I would just want to make a point because I've not done any of these for ages. I have never met, what's her name? Emma Cockrell. Absolute BS what people are saying about that. I've never met her. Whether anybody else has got anything to do with her or what she's done, I don't know. I've never met her. Nothing to do with it. Never met Brian. Don't know him. Never known him. Never had nothing to do with him. No idea why my name has got brought into that, because I have never had nothing to do with any of them people, Brian Cockrell or Emmy Cockrell. Don't know them. Anyway, that's that. There was no air pistol, Mike, so I don't know where you've got that from. There's no air pistol. The only person that's mentioned an air pistol is Paddy Conroy, who knows absolutely zero about nothing. Paddy Conroy just literally sits in that shed and spits Remel. Just absolutely spits Remel. Day in, day out. He just rolls off his tongue. He just makes it up as he literally goes along. It's absolute nonsense. You can't listen to Mike. You've got to go, mate. You're just saying the same thing over and over again. So, au revoir. Shut the door on your way out. Taxi for Mike. Right, listen, guys, I'm going to get off. It's been quite a good live, this. I've quite enjoyed it. So I'll probably do another one soon. Calls it the wash. Yeah, I'll do another live soon because I've enjoyed this, guys. So thanks for coming. Thank you, Ebenezer, for getting involved and telling us some truths. And thanks to everybody for coming. And yeah, loads of videos coming over the next few days and weeks. So take it easy, folks. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and take care. See you later.